is a funny thing. It's kind of like sleep. The more you focus on it, the less of it you get. We all know that if you're thinking about how you can't get to sleep, it'll be that much harder to get it. But when we try to stop thinking about our lack of sleep, all we do is remember that there was something that we were not supposed to be thinking about, and it shows back up again. It's the same way with peace. The more we focus on how much we have to stress about and how we need peace to deal with it, the more we feel overwhelmed and inadequate to take care of it. It looks a little like this. We all have big stacks like this in our life. Now, maybe not big stacks of cinder blocks, but you have stacks of homework, you have stacks of chores, you have stacks of responsibilities from sports teams or theater groups or band or chorus. Now, when we only see one stack, it doesn't look that bad, right? I mean, you can handle your homework, but when you got chores and sports to think about too, it gets really stressful. I'm not even mentioning about all the stress that comes from worrying about what people think about you, from people like bullies, or even the stress that comes from trying to find time to hang out with your friends. On their own, they're not that bad, but when you put them all together, they can be really stressful. And this idea of peace, that we can be calm in all situations, becomes ridiculous to us because we got too much going on in our lives to even think about being calm. And eventually, all these stacks put a lot of stress on us, just like these cinder blocks put a lot of stress on this piece of plywood. And before you know it, your life looks like this, and you're just bending under the pressure of all this stress. But God calls us to a life that is full of peace. But how can we have peace with all of this pressure? Well, you have to take your focus off this big stack of problems and choose to focus on two things: your relationship with God and what the next right thing to do is. When you focus on your relationship with God, you realize that He has promised you peace even when the pressure is on. You know that He is all-powerful to take care of your problems. When you focus on the next right thing to do, you're forced to take your focus off of all of your responsibilities, and you can focus on one thing at a time. You don't have to think about all of your homework you have, or all the time you have to spend at practice or school, or about how you're going to find time to hang out with your friends. And before you know it, the amount of stress you felt from handling all your responsibilities by yourself is overcome by a comforting peace that God is with you even when the pressure is on.